So we are here in sunny New Zealand today with Juha, who has travelled all the way from Finland for an adventure. Fair to say, I've planned a pretty big adventure. So we are going to get a chopper in to the mountains, which is on its way now, and we are going to try and hunt some stags. There also might be chamois in there. I'm pretty excited. We hooked up with Scott at Heli Rural, so shout out to him for taking us in to the bush and hopefully picking us up as well. Before we get started, let me take you back a bit and introduce my good mate, Juha. I've known this Finnish giant since I was 15 years old. And ever since then, I have been back and forth to Finland for many hunting adventures together. Whether that be hunting white-tailed deer in -20 and knee-deep snow, or getting lost in the vast woodlands of Lapland, hunting for capercaillie and grouse. Fair to say, we've had our fair share of times together. It's always been a very special experience, learning the ways of hunting from Juha and the traditions of his home country, and it's even more special to be able to share all of that along with meals cooked together, often from the game we ourselves hunted. To me, this is what hunting is about. Connecting to the food and the land, but also connecting to each other. And this is why this film is so special to me. It's not only another incredible experience I got to share with Juha, but also a testament to the friendship we continue to share. And I'm so happy I could finally get out there and plan an amazing experience like this, as he has always done for me. Juha, I wanted a big adventure. What do you think?
I think I will get one. Sure.
We're going to get the chopper in a minute and head into the bush for a whole week. It's going to get pretty wild. We're looking forward to it. Chasing roaring stags and work up all the beer and burgers we've been eating. Let's get into it. I knew already that this was going to be like no hunt Juha had ever done before. And with me only having limited mountain hunts under my belt, this was going to be a major test for me too. The Southern Alps runs around 500 kilometers along the length of the South Island of New Zealand, with multiple peaks exceeding over 3,000 meters, and not to mention the thousands of glaciers that call this landscape home. In an environment like this, it's a test to just be out here this long, let alone hunt in this sort of terrain. Before long, we were descending down into the river basin below. We're nearly at the top of this river system. This was not going to be easy hunting. We had huge mountains either side of where we were staying. officially dropped into the bush. And there's your silence. That's what we wanted, that silence. There's going to be a lot of hard work here. There's monkey scrub everywhere. So Juha didn't really know what monkey scrub was. This is this impregnable, I think that's the word, bushes which it takes days to get through. So we've got our work cut out, but we have seen a lot of deer on the way in, and there should be chamois and everything up here. Bit lost for words again. This is the second time getting dropped into a place like this, and
amazing.
This is going to be an exciting week.
Just bloody amazing. The heli ride here was something undescribable. All the mountains, we saw some deer. I'm just shaking.
This really is some pretty extreme hunting. We are basically just out in the elements. Thankfully they've dropped us near a hut, but we will be camping out this week and getting stuck right into the bush and just going full send. So we're going to get packed into the hut, ditch our stuff there, and get out there and see if we can find something, eh? Here we are, our little orange house, as base camp. Oh yeah. She's cozy.
Oh. Going to the bathroom for the first time. Bathroom, a toilet. This is the monkey scrub. And this is our toilet. Hooray! It's better than nothing, I guess. So let's see how it works.
So we've just went through our gear. We're getting our boots on. First thing we're going to do is go to the river and drink a pile of water and a whole load of electrolytes, because it must be about 25 degrees right now.
Fucking hot.
The sun is just radiating all the way down. It means it's probably going to be pretty cold tonight, but that's fine. So yeah, we'll go get some water and we'll make a plan from there and do some glassing for a long time, I think, because we've got plenty of time. So we're just about to leave the hut and we've already seen our first deer. Oh no, my face looks so red, I've got sun cream everywhere. Anyway, yeah, we've seen our first deer. Pretty excited. It looks just like two hinds, but they're pretty big. They're out in the shade on a pretty steep surface. But that's good signs. So first things first, let's go get some water. We've got a lot of ground to cover.
I'm walking up the hill.
So there's been a fair bit of deer signs on this riverbed as we've come along. We're not going to stay too far away from the hut, but we just want to get a bit of height so we can see as much as we can for our first evening. We're not going to go too much further, but we are going to do a bit of scrambling up this scree, just a bit of height, and then we're going to chill out there for the evening. Fingers crossed we see some stags coming about. As soon as that temperature drops, we should start to get a bit more animal movement. It's going to be hard work getting up this hill. Well, we're about to celebrate our first New Zealand hunt together and our first big hike up and first evening. I mean, my mind's blown. What about yours?
Mine is Super blown away.
Super blown away. Well, I think we deserve this. Cheers to everyone sitting at home.
Cheers.
How about that for an even? Again, check this out. It's not long before the sun starts to disappear below the peaks of the mountains in front of us, and with the heat shining down on the valley, the temperature soon drops too. When the sun finally falls below the mountain, the temperature that golden hour brought is cooling, and the light quickly starts to go. So with that, we start making a move and think about slowly stalking our way back to the hut for the night. So we've just seen our first stag. He's in the riverbed where near the hut. Just looks like a young one. We'll try and get some footage of it for you. So we've lost track of what those deer are doing, but it's getting pretty dark and we're still up quite high, so we're just going to make tracks back to the cabin now, so we'll see you back there.
Your Thompson New Zealand whiskey.
Thompson New Zealand whiskey. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
What I'm worried about is if this was our next adventure, what's going to be the next adventure? Good thing we have a week in the bush to think about it.
Absolutely.
Now it's good night.
So we're having finally breakfast today. Josh, what's on the menu?
We've got bacon and eggs, living in luxury in a minute.
Ooh, looks good.
It won't be luxury when we're on a mountain tonight, but we might as well get it in whilst we can.
So preparing for a hike up the river.
Yeah, we're going to go up the river today as far as we kind of can go and just look at the terrain. It's big country here, but yet small country when you're trying to find deer, and it's thick bush. So it's trying to find some open areas we know they're going to be. So that's the plan for today. It's going to be hot, it's going to be sweaty, it's going to be sun cream, burn, who knows, who cares, let's just go for it and have fun.
Yes, that we will do.
Well, we are packed rather heavy because we might stay out for another night. We'll just have to eat all the food on the way. We are going to do a big ass hike, and we're going to go all the way up and around that corner, and fingers crossed we see some beasts up there. Are you ready?
I think so.
We'll find out. The good thing is it's nice and ice cold water, so we can cool off when we're further up. Let's go.
Hold it.
It's good. Fresh.
Long nights, long drives, nothing here but moonlight. Raindrops on the red dust. It's never smelled so.
Just having a drinking break. We're around the first corner, and it starts to open up to some nice grassy hills up there, so fingers crossed there's some deer running about as well.
After midnight, hold my head tight. It's so light, just like fireflies in the shelter. All I need is love. All I need is love in the shelter. All I need is love. All I need is love.
If anybody ends up doing one of these hunts or hunts in hot places, I think it's worth taking the time to sit and cool down and rehydrate, because that must be like in and out these mountains 27 degrees plus. We're absolutely cooking, and it'd probably be pretty easy to burn yourself out and get heat stroke, something like that. So we're going to stop in the shade.
Camera
Drink. Camera pack is soaking wet with sweat. I'm drenched. I might even go for the wee swim. You go for a swim?
Yes.
Swim time.
Feels like home. We got no plans on where we go. The open road feels like home. We got no plans. It means them no. The open road feels like home.
I am so exhausted. This is so steep, and it's spiky as hell. Just round there, I've just come up a bit, but I think we might actually do this. We'll get up there. I'm hoping that we can just camp there for the night, because we've come a long way and we need some chill time just to sit in glass. The good thing is I have seen some signs of deer, so that's good. I need a whiskey, a well-deserved one actually. I might prefer a cup of tea. Nearly there. We will do this.
Shit, they're high. And it's steep. And it's getting only higher. But we found a deer track. And Josh is right on it. So we hope to see some deer today.
We've made it. This is where we're going to set up camp. It is far from perfect and far from glamorous, and very far from comfortability. But I'm sure stones will massage our backs during the night. But we did smell a fair bit of deer coming through that monkey scrub over there. And we have this big bank here and we don't know what's behind it, so we're going to go for a bit of a look and a relax with the rifle and see if there's anything there. Big pot of gold is what we're hoping for.
This is what I walk. That was tough. There's probably 25 degrees still. And it's pretty steep uphill. But we did it through that monkey bush there. I can tell you, next past steep fall. So we're going to go stalk with Josh on that ridge there. So let's see. Josh is going over the ridge.
Well, how about that for a view? It's just ridiculous. I mean, the view is worth the effort. There's no pot of gold, but there's no pot of gold yet. Well, we better get the tent set up. Just like that. Ta-da! So have you enjoyed your first day of monkey scrub bashing?
My leg hurts.
So no.
I'm happy that we are here.
Yeah. That was hard going.
It's really tough. And then you take those, oh, that's a good idea, let's go there. And then you
You
find
can't go there.
you cannot go.
Up, down, up, down.
Up, down, up, down.
So, this is our camp for the night. I've camped in worse places. We've got the only flat spots, so that's good. A couple stones, but other than that, we're sweet. And one hell of a view. The puffer jackets come out. Temperatures dropping. You've not seen a thing. There is actually a fair bit of sign up here. All around camp, there's actually some stag droppings. Well, I'm not saying stag, but it's definitely deer. And then the smaller stuff, which I'm guessing is chamois. This is ideal chamois territory. There's plenty of places for them to eat, plenty of places for them to hide, and they're like their alpine areas as well. Just not seen any. But it's still quite early, the sun's still quite high. I think it's just gonna completely go black as soon as that sun goes though. I'm not gonna lie, it's so impressive. Get a look at this sun on the mountain. So it was a pretty good sleep. I didn't really want to get out of bed after all that walking yesterday. We're back onto our little perch. The heat is waking up pretty quickly. You can feel bursts of heat coming from the sun, already heating up the tops of the mountains. The wind coming through. So we're going to chill up here until it really gets warm. There's not been any movement so far, but keeping our fingers crossed for something before it does get too hot. But how's hunting, eh? The sun hasn't reached the top of the mountains yet, but we spot a small red shape on the hill in front. A red hind. A few moments later, a whole group of deer pop out of nowhere. All about 300 yards away from where we are. Before we knew it, there was a whole group of them. Some young stags, some hinds, and 1 or 2 calves. And they didn't just stop there. They made a beeline straight for us, coming right over the hill that we were actually sitting on. They were so close, we could have almost thrown a spoon at them. They started making their way back across the shale, going down the way we came the day before. Unfortunately, no big mature stags with them, but what a sight, and incredible to get that close to them.
So, folks, I had to come to New Zealand to again bathe in snow. You know I'm a Finn, so this is where I thrive.
Need to be in the snow.
Absolutely.
Not quite as cold as Finland though.
No.
We've got some warm gusts of wind coming and we're standing on a frozen glacier. It's pretty weird. But yes, Juha cannot be far away from snow for too long. It wasn't long before the cries of the kea came closer and closer to us, and within minutes we were surrounded by this inquisitive little bird. To see these birds in the skies is a blessing in itself, but to be 2 meters away is both an experience and a privilege. So I've just had to run all the way down that mountain because the kea that were following us, like this little guy, don't know if you can see him in the GoPro, these guys are vandals. They will destroy and rip your tent to shreds, and that's the last thing I want. So I've had to run down to defend our camp, but it looks like they're coming in pretty thick and fast. This is the only place in the world that these little characters live. They live in social groups, feeding on plants and insects, and even other smaller birds and small mammals if they can. There are even stories throughout history that they have been known to have had goes at sheep as the local farmers moved into the higher country. But after being in this environment myself and seeing its hardships and the confidence in these little birds, it wouldn't surprise me at all if they had a go at any opportunity for some food. Survival is survival at the end of the day, and this place is not the easiest place to survive. One thing I can say for sure is these little guys love tents, and they're not afraid to show it. And they're not afraid to invite their friends around either. So we're just getting set up. You can see this whole riverbed now. It's pretty cool. You can see the hut as well, and this is overlooking exactly where the deer came out on the first night. So fingers crossed. That could be a good drinking game every time I say that. Yeah, so hopefully they come out tonight. And from this place we'll be able to have a good look at them as well. And I've got the camera all set up. Juha's just finding out the best place to shoot. And then, yeah, let's see what happens. So Juha has just spotted deer number 2, which is a hind, and that also looks very impossible to reach. That's a long way away. I don't know how I'm supposed to get up there. If it was a big old stag though, I probably would give it a go. It was definitely nice to see some deer action. Not very easy to really identify deer through my phone or my binoculars, but we made out that there was a couple stags there. Nothing of any size, and by looks of it, much maturity. But again, it was a long way away. With some exciting sightings of deer right behind us, but unfortunately no signs of deer out on the flat that they were the first night. With the temperatures dropping once again and light getting less and less, we decided to make our way back to the hut and get a good night's sleep and get back out to the same spot in the morning. And what an amazing morning it turned out to be. It's fair to say that there was no shortage of deer sightings. However, we were still struggling to spot any mature stags, let alone hear any mature stags. By now, we really thought we should hear some stags roaring. So we've had no luck on our morning hunt. We've seen plenty of deer, but nothing that we want to shoot, and no stags. So we're gonna have a rethink. First things first is we need some brekkie. The bad thing is we have to go back through the icy cold river, and I did it at 7 o'clock this morning in the pitch black, so it wasn't much fun. Let's do it because there's a cup of tea waiting for me. By now, it's day 4, and we haven't gotten a glimpse of a decent mature stag. Not to mention, even heard one roar. And to be honest, that really was a hard hit. The one thing we wanted was to hear this place come alive with roaring stags. It wasn't until after the hunt that we learned in this area stags can start roaring 1 to 2 weeks later than the rest of the surrounding areas. But at this point, we had no idea about that. We pushed out to new areas and saw plenty of signs. We worked hard, constantly following our instincts, even if it turned us around to try something different. I think after a while in a place like this, it starts to feel like you've become part of the place. Just going about your daily life, making sure you have food and water as you carry on your mission. It's almost as a feeling of belonging.
The monkey scrub is very, very difficult to get through. You cannot see anything. Here he comes, and I think he's made it. Ooh, finally.
So we've come all the way up here in this lovely weather. It's now raining, to find out that all behind us is monkey scrub, so we can't actually get down below us. I'll crouch down and I'll wipe the lens. And where we wanted to go was up this valley. There's an amazing blue pool down there, but it's not really worthwhile us getting up there. I thought there'd be a route maybe to get up onto the deer that we've seen on the hill, maybe, but we just wanted to see what this valley was like and tick it off the list. Yeah, we're going to walk back the other way because we're not going up there. But there's some nice signs down at the bottom of the river, so we're going to go have a look and make a plan from there and probably have some food. Juha's enjoying monkey scrub, I think.
Oh, fuck hell. Yeah.
Pack light today as well.
How light?
Not light enough. There's everything I think I need.
Ready?
Enough to pack a big stag head out if we get that far. Let's go. So it's a hind up on that gravelly area, just on that scree slope, just up there. But she's went back down into the scrub. I think we maybe spotted another one, but it's quite a long shot from here, which to be fair, I'm happy to take with the 7mm, but she went back in the scrub, so we're going to keep making our way back down and find a place to have some food and keep an eye on that area. But the good sign is the deer are a little bit lower and they're still moving, which is good. Look, there's deer drop-ins everywhere. We must just be really bad hunters, Juha.
No, we are good. We're just waiting for the right one.
The right one. And the right one, we've probably seen, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 animals, I'd happily say, but that's probably only a quarter of what's here because this bushland is so thick. So, search is still on.
We are preparing lunch up here. It's a bit misty, but I think it's gonna be good to eat after a long day hike.
So where have you got your lunch, Juha?
Nice and cozy.
Get a look at this bad boy. This has been keeping me warm for 20 plus minutes. Now it's ready to eat. I've got Thai green curry today. Turkish falafel. Yeah. So it's ended up getting pretty wet. We've had no signs of life whatsoever, which is pretty disappointing because this is an amazing spot. We can see all the way down the river and up the river where we have come from. but we're thinking we might head off just a bit earlier to get back to the hut, as it is getting worse, and also it's going to be pretty trappy going over all these boulders now as they're soaking wet. But also we have a good chance of stalking in something on the way back as we come up into the valley because the wind's coming the right way. We'll come back here, I think. It's absolutely amazing. Look at this.
Today it's a bit misty, but it looks like it's clearing up. We had rain yesterday, not so much, but still rain, so we were covering ourselves in rain jackets. Now you can see the sun is showing itself. The sun should be around there behind the clouds, and we are basically at the base camp. So our small hut, we put up tarp yesterday, like a terrace for us, where we made our dinner. And this is our very small hut. It sleeps 2 people and even not 2 full grown. I'm almost 190 and I cannot fit straight on the bed in the bunk. So it's a bit small, but I will show you. There's my bed, there's Josh's bed upside. It's pretty crampy. We have it filled with gear, our wet boots, but still going strong. Waiting for today's breakfast. We took a long sleep this morning as it was still raining when we woke up 6:30, and we considered that the visibility was so poor that we didn't want to go out in the rain to get further wet, so we just enjoyed our morning in bed, and I think that was a good choice.
So we're just coming down this riverbed. We're going lower today. We've been high, we've been sideways. We try and lower, and we have spotted 2 hinds all the way up there. These deer are pretty much like mountain goats. Just having a look to see if there's any stags around them. So we're going to spend a couple of minutes glassing here. If we see any stag action, we'll show you if we can. Spotted a fair few hinds now on our way down. Unfortunately, no stags yet, but we're getting some we're getting into some nice ground. There's no shortage of deer signs and tracks. Get a look at this. This is quite a lot. So these deer must have just been coming upstream and have a little trot about on the spot. So we've got some exciting news. We've spotted 3 stags now. One of them's alright, but they're very far away, so it's hard to actually judge. And I've only got my phone on my binos. I don't have a spotting scope. The other downside is they're pretty much on top of a mountain, and it's a day mission that's probably it'll have to be a day mission if we want to go and give it a go. And we're at now nearly 4 o'clock. So realistically, there's not that much time. But if we sit here, we'll see what their movements are tonight. And sit here and see what their movements are tonight. And we also might have a lot more action around us because it's incredible here. We've got some big grassy open flats and stuff, so that's the plan. But have a look at these stags. Can you see? We've just had one hind come out on the grassy flat in front of us. Hopefully a big stag follows. If not, it's quite tempting to take some meat home for camp. We don't really want to ruin our chances of a stag coming out just yet. It's still very early and it's cool enough that animals should be moving. The only downside for us is we've got a lot of flies about.
Josh just shot on a stag and he's running to see if it's down. But the problem is it's up there. You see?
I'm pooping out of breath because I'm all the way up here because I just had a shot at a stag all the way up here about 450 yards and it looks like it's went down, so I'm up here trying to have a look before it gets too dark. So I'm not gonna faff about on camera. I'm gonna go into the bush and have a look, and fingers crossed I can find something before it gets too dark. By the time I got to the top of the scree and had found the tracks, it was near enough pitch black. I took my time searching for signs of blood as the tracks went into the thick bush, but I struggled to see any signs as it only got darker. The deeper I went in, I started to feel that my worst fear of not finding something I've shot was going to become reality. And after about an hour and a half of searching, I made the decision to call it and come out of the wood. So we have just got back to the hut. I was searching through that wood like a crazy man, but I didn't find anything, but it just got too dark and it's too thick. So I basically decided to pull the pin and we're gonna go have a look tomorrow morning. We're gonna get up early and make our way down the river system because there's a lot of deer moving, and that deer happened so quick. I basically caught a glimpse of something up on the shale, put my binos on it, and it was a stag. He looked pretty decent, but before I knew it, I was on the ground and on the bag. Ranged him about 450, and the first shot looks like it's hit. Juha's pretty sure that I've got it. With that 7mm, it's hard for me to tell because of the coming back in my face from the muzzle brake. But fingers crossed, we'll have a proper look tomorrow in the daylight is the plan. So probably a wee dram and then hit the hay up early and let's go find this thing. Good morning guys, so we are back at that area where we got shot at that stag last night. So I'm gonna go back up for a look. It's all the way up there. So I have a pretty big climb ahead of me. Juha's gonna stay back and stay with the rifle in case anything comes out. Plus, I don't think he wants to climb the hill, which is a very bright idea. But I'm gonna go up, have a look, and let's see what we can find. I was back across the river quick enough so the water didn't get into my boots, and I started the climb again. I don't know whether the lack of adrenaline or just having incredibly tired legs made this a lot harder, but this climb felt like it took everything from me to get up. With the lack of sleep and a night of overthinking what the outcome may be, and whether I would actually find anything, it made for a pretty hard journey, both mentally and physically.
Yeah, as said, I'm already with the rifle here. Just up there, trying to do a recovery of the stag we shot yesterday, and it's pretty windy today, so let's see if something comes out. I will shoot it, hopefully. If not, hopefully he will find it.
I traced the stag steps again and visualized how it all went down in my head. Yet, as I made my way into the bush again, I struggled to find any signs of blood.
Unfortunately, couldn't find the stag, even though we did a search yesterday evening. And now, we did the hard work. I was hoping for him to find it, but looks like we need to find another stag, and we will. Today it will be the day. We need to be working hard, so we will have breakfast now, and then continue our journey.
I'm not going to lie, by this point, I've pretty much used all my energy up, last night and this morning. With no outcome and the thought of a wounded animal, it's safe to say I was pretty low. And if it wasn't for Juha still egging me on, I probably would have been in a bit more of a hole during this day. But like Juha said, our journey continues. And finally, with some luck, we spot the stag that we have been looking for the past 3 days. He wasn't a monster, but he was a New Zealand stag. And I felt in my head that I just had to make some sort of move to see if I could make anything happen. So that's what I would do. So I've decided I can't look at those stags on top of the hill all day. They've all bedded down at the minute, so I am going to climb this mountain. Juha is going to stay down and watch, and hopefully I can be back down in time for us to do some deer stalking down here later. But this is going to be one hard push, so let's get to it.
Josh is on his way up there. You can see how bloody steep this is. I ditched out because I'm not so good with heights. But nevertheless, there is a stag up there. Josh wants to take a try on that, and I wish him all the best and safe travels. It's a far way up still, so let's see what happens. I will go down to monitor there in the valley.
Pretty high now. There's a herd of red deer in the bushes that we've seen from here. I'm actually not far away from them. Juha said there's a stag in them. It's not one I was looking at. So I'm going to try and get position so I can have a look. If not, I'm going to try and sneak past them and get to the top boy. That's who I'm after. But that's a fair climb. I've already come pretty high up.
You can see Josh all the way up there, the small dot in the middle, making his way up. So, here right up. We spotted them this morning.
I'm getting burnt to a crisp. I forgot to put sun cream on, so I've tried to put mud on my face. I'm a rather long way up, which I'm not too happy about. You have to take it pretty easy going back down. I'm nearly at a position where I should be able to cross onto a ridge, and then I'll be able to sit and wait and see if these stags come out. And I'm only going to sit and wait for maybe 2 hours, hour and a half. They're all sat down really, so fingers crossed I can get there in time and get a shot and get back down, because I'm going to set off way before it starts getting dark, because I'm 800 meters up a mountain. So yeah, let's keep going. So I'm all the way at the top, and I can see the stag. He's already out feeding. But I'm in such thick monkey scrub, I'm not sure how I'm going to get the shot. I'm going to have to sneak through this stuff until I can. I'm bloody high up. I just dropped them on the spot. I'm shaking. I've just climbed over 800 meters from the bottom of this mountain all the way to the top. Oh, I think I need to sit down, but I can't. I'm gonna get over there and have a look at this beast. It might not be the biggest in the world, but I've just shot my New Zealand stag on top of the world. Juha's down there listening and watching. I'm over the moon, so let's go over there and have a look.
Josh just shot at the stag and it went down. Amazing. I cannot believe this. I could see it drop before I heard the sound wave from the bullet. That's amazing. I thought it went down to lie, and then I found out that 2 seconds later I had a gunshot and it dropped down. It didn't run anywhere, so let's see what will happen. I'm pretty hot in the sun, as you can see from my face. I've been sitting down here monitoring the situation, and I have to say, if he recovers that is one of the most freaking tough hunting I have ever seen.
I do now, however, have to cross this shale face, which starts from the top all the way to the bottom of the mountain. And it's at over a 45-degree angle, but we shall do it safely, steadily. Quite often the deer have been walking across this face, so it's easy to get up and down, but it's not too far, so let's give it a go.
This guy has balls of steel. I mean, I don't understand how he made his way up there. It's 1 kilometer straight up the hill. The hill is more than 45 degrees angle. He was actually going on all four just to get there. Took him 1.5 hours. I didn't believe him yesterday when he said to me that I will be there in 1.5 hours.
I reckon I could get up there in an hour.
In 1 hour?
An hour and a half going from here.
Never.
I don't see why not. I made it across the shale and I can see him. He's about 20 meters away. I'm exhausted. Look at that. I don't know if you can see him. He's not the biggest monster in the world, but he's an absolute stunner. Nearly there.
Josh starts to work on the stag. I saw it, he pulled it on the ridge and he must be blown away. Hopefully it's a nice stag and he will enjoy his hunt. I mean, still incredible.
Well, he's not the biggest of beasts, but he means a lot to me. Coming all the way up here and to New Zealand and to spend this time with Juha, one of our many hunts, even though he's not up here at the minute. But I'm so happy with this guy. He's not the big New Zealand monster stag that I was after, but do you know what? I'm so happy with him. Just the whole trip, the adventure of trying to get this guy. I think I've learned a lot myself trying to get this guy coming up this mountain. And I'm very much looking forward to some venison stew tonight. So first things first, a little toast. A toast to the stag and a toast to Juha down at the bottom, who I'll have a drink with in a bit. Whew, that might help me get down the hill as well. Well, I'm all packed up. I've got the head and as much meat as I can carry, which is a fair amount, and it weighs a ton. And I'm going down this scree, so I have to be pretty careful every time I step, because I'm now like another 20 kgs of weight with all the meat and head and stuff. So slow and easy down to the bottom, and then I might have a swim when I get there. Oh, that'll be nice. Right, let's keep going.
He's running down the hill. I don't understand this guy. Spider-Man. Amazing job.
My legs are like jelly, but I'm pretty much at the bottom. I can see Juha, who I'm looking forward to having a whiskey with, to celebrate more the fact that I managed to get up there and hunt this thing. We've been staring at these for 2 days now, 3 days, and every day I've been saying I can get up there, I can get up there, and I did it. One thing I'm looking forward to is this swim. I'm getting this pack off. We are about like nearly 2 km from the hut as well, so it's gonna be a long day. Yeah.
I wanna let you know my heart would break if you ever tried to leave again that way. The funny
You
thing is
did not do that.
I told you. 3 hours. Well, that's 4. 3.
For fucking
Got to have a whiskey with you. I celebrated up there. He's not a monster, but we've been looking at him for 3 days, and I've been debating whether I can get up there and shoot him for 3 days. And you know what? That means a lot more to me than the size of this deer. And we've got venison curry tonight.
Yeehaw!
Ours turn to have his celebration sip of that hunt. I don't know who was it worse for, me or you?
It was like watching a very nice hunting video. Actually, I saw the shots. So it was quite interesting because I was just raising my binos and I was like, did lay down, and then I hear the shot. Oh, Josh got it.
I was so happy. I was shaking. Whiskey done. Swim time.
after you and tell you what to wear and tell you what to do. Out there living by an old salt mine, you wonder all the way and wonder all the time. While you're waiting for the future, we'll be out here making history. And if you're jumping from the window, close your eyes and hop right down to me. Out here dancing with a broken shoe, you're a Model A, it's really coming through.
I'm all packed up after my swim. I look pretty burnt. I mean, it was lovely up there, lovely and sunny. My pack is incredibly heavy after I put all the other stuff back in. We're walking back up towards the hut. We're going to sit up there for the evening, see if we can get Juha or something. Hopefully not too far away, because I don't think I could go up out of the mountain. The reason we're going back up anyway is the wind is all wrong for this area of the valley. Basically the wind's coming down, so we can now work our way back up into it, and fingers crossed we get a glimpse of something on the way back.
You were born to quote the raven. We're not coming, I believe. Getting tired of all the Joneses.
We've not had much luck with any stags coming out. There's 1 or 2 hinds that we couldn't get on film. Should we go make a big feast?
Yes,
Fresh venison for dinner.
absolutely.
I'm looking forward to it. So let's hike on back before it gets too dark. Maybe even a little whiskey
Yeah, or 2.
or 2. Let's go.
Who even really cares if we won't be around? adventure. We'll be out here making history.
So, what are we doing?
We are gonna cook ourselves a feast for the deer that we shot today. Is the plan. A nice curry over the fire. I'm just chopping some of the gristle and stuff off. And then I'm gonna slice it really nice and thinly. And we're gonna munch away is the plan.
And tomorrow we eat barbecued.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's a nice piece of meat.
Slight bit of wastage, but not too bad. So on tonight's menu, we've chopped up the stag. We've got hollowed of onions as well. I'm going to be banging this in for a big old curry. I've got a whole heap of butter in the pan, ginger and some garlic. And then I'm going to go chuck it on the fire.
Down in the valley where the roots lay low and the river bends while the water flows, you were laying down with your toes exposed on a rock you found with the morning's warm glow.
After days of what felt like nothing but hiking hard, glassing hard, and pushing ourselves with no signs of anything, it all felt as though it had come down to a day and a half of huge highs resulting in lows, and instantly turning it around, pushing ourselves all over again to finally make a play and hunt our first red stag in New Zealand.
Nice meat and now the curry paste.
Curry paste because it's nice and easy and living in a bush.
Oh yeah. Alright, so you are putting in
Coconut milk. Or coconut cream, I think. It not only felt hard on the body, but also hard on the mind. There were lots of ups and lots of downs for sure. But to be sitting here cooking a meal together from an animal we hunted together felt and still feels really grounding. It feels a lot more than just food. This stag was sustaining our bodies as well as our minds. And I can tell you one thing, it's a lot warmer than cooking white-tailed deer in -20 in the Finnish winter. And there you have it, a nice venison curry. It's been a long day, a hard day. This is a mega feast. So we've got, what, one more day in the bush?
this.
One full day in the bush. Another hard day hunting. Let's eat up and let's get out tomorrow.
Oh, I'm glad that I found you.
Just sat where we sat yesterday, and a bit of hill that I've already been looking at over the last couple of days and has had no deer. There's now a herd of, all I can see is hinds. Doesn't mean there's no stag milling about there, so we're going to sit and watch and hopefully something comes out. It's really hot now, so the deer will either be hunkering down or just milling about basically, because and the higher they're up, it's going to be pretty hot. They've got no cover up there. But you never know. I'm actually at that stag yesterday and he was out, but he did sit down for a while, and that gave me a good chance to get up and round before he stood up. Oh, well, we'll just sit and watch them for a bit. So we've ended up deciding to pack up and leave just a bit earlier so we can stalk our way home. It's the best wind to do that. We have had a lot of deer around us. We had a hind and calf just up the river, but I couldn't get any footage of it. And then we've had 2 or 3 hind and calves up in the shale up here, as well as a young buck and a young hind, probably a couple. And but no stags. Makes you wonder. There's so much deer and so much woodland and no big stag walking out, but hey, that's hunting. Yeah, so starting to drizzle, not so nice, so we're going to make our way up and fingers crossed we bump into something. We're going to take our time, go nice and slow and do lots of glassing. No luck so far, but still got a fair bit before we get back to the hut. So there's still a chance. It's getting a bit too dark though to ID stuff at a distance, which isn't too good. Walking back, I couldn't help but reflect on how this week had panned out, thinking about the what ifs and the hindsights, as we tend to do as humans. But all in all, this trip had been even more than I could have ever imagined. Yes, I would have loved to have gotten Juha a nice big New Zealand stag. Originally, that was my #1 mission. But I guess one thing I've learned is that missions can change. And with the right person at your side, it doesn't matter what happens. You make things work and you're in it together. When you look at this whole adventure, we did more than succeed. I believe we were better people for doing a mission like this. And I could tell you one thing, we were definitely a lot closer together. After suffering sore legs, blisters, cold hands, cold feet, it was even more important sharing a meal cooked over the fire, hunted and gathered from the amazing place that we've called home for the last week. I think that would be acceptable in Scotland. The worst part for trips like this for me is the realization that I'm going to have to go back into the real world, where there's people, opinions, lots of busyness. And it's true that this can all get a bit too overwhelming. But I would face any of that in a heartbeat to be able to come out to places like this and do what I do, especially with friends that I love. This has been a huge trip and definitely an eye-opener for us both. I have to say I am incredibly proud of Juha for coming here and letting me push him hard. Going up mountains, back down mountains, across rivers, back through rivers, and not only rivers, glacial rivers. That man didn't even bat an eyelid. One of the very first things he said as he got off the plane in Auckland was, "I am never doing that flight again." But after doing this trip, I think I definitely made him eat his words. We both can't wait to come back to this place to experience it for everything it is, all over again. Juha cannot be far away from snow for too long.
Very nice. Something with it.
Well, we said New Zealand and we made it happen. I can't believe we actually made it happen, and we spent a week in the bush out here hunting. I did say if we pulled this off, we need to worry about what the next trip would be. Where should we go this time?
I don't know. Maybe somewhere wet.
Wet, cold, chasing big tails. That sounds like fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I hope you've enjoyed this film. We thoroughly enjoyed filming it and being out there. Yeah, onwards and upwards. Let's keep going and see you all soon.